incredibly on it or anything like that, but it definitely didn't look super comfortable on the champion, maybe just a bit of nerves. As the final pick there for the side of Top Esports was the Echo. So this is, you know, you see Echo into stuff like Syndra, like champions that have kind of like a one combo R press that can really just end your day. And that is similar for the Azir. If you get Shurima shuffled into an Emperor's Divide, you're probably not going to have a good day. But if you can Chrono Break, you can go back and you can live. And it's pretty interesting to see him pick up kind of a assassin-y type of champion here once again in the mid lane. I'm sure all eyes are going to be on that mid lane matchup. Whereas I'm also going to be looking down in this bottom side to see if Teddy and Effort can actually recreate the success they had against Damwon in the early game with this combo. They had a Graves that ganked early into the bottom side to help get the summoners away from the enemy Karma Ezreal. But Trundle can do even better than that, a little bit better at the ganks there. But guys, looks like the game is ready to go. Let's hop onto the Rift. Here we go, guys. We are back on the Rift here. As we'll take a look at some of the rune choices. If we do get a closer look, just looking at the major runes that these guys have taken, doesn't look like anything is too surprising. See the Electrocute from Knight. He's looking for those combos where you can just dash in, auto, Q, and you will be proccing that. A lot of movements, actually, as there's pings going on to Knight going up to the top side. And at the end of the day, they're just going to back away. Looks like LS has returned. He's getting situated. I wonder what he's going to think about these comps that we just put together here on the side. You're right on time for the League of Legends, the important part. Mr. Larry Seinfeld. Okay. How's it going?
I'm back.
You're back? You feel better?
I am. I'm here.
Okay.
All right.
You're present.
Yes.
We'll say you're present.
I remain. All right.
Okay. So what do you think?
So this draft, I mean, this is definitely interesting. I mean, we do have some exciting stuff going on. I am shaking my head as to why Lee Sin is here.
That got auto-locked second pick.
Okay, so R2?
Esports. Yeah, R2
okay.
After the Ezreal. In response to Trundle first pick.
So B1 Trundle, R1 Ezreal, R2 Lee Sin.
Yes.
Okay.
And then immediate Yasuo Gragas.
Yasuo Gragas, yeah. B2, B3. Okay, great, fantastic. What was R4? R4 must have been, I'm assuming, Braum, right? Or
no, the Braum was R3.
Oh, okay.
And Wukong was R4.
Great. Well, we are here.
Yeah.
Infernal Dragon is going to be the first one of the game. So far, Silas is starting off a little bit rough. And the dynamic of what's going on here is that Echo is going to outscale the Azir, but then the Yasuo is actually going to be really effective in the later stages. And the Azir is going to be very effective against all the other champions that isn't Echo, pretty much. So there's some interesting stuff going on here inside of the draft. Both teams do have scaling components. I would say that because of the Lee Sin and the Braum, the edge would go to T1 the longer that the game goes. And so that can obviously get a little bit scary also depending on like what dragons can come up, because interestingly enough, Top Esports doesn't even really mind Cloud all that much with Echo being in there.
Yeah, it's going to get ultimates one after the other. It's going to be a pretty fun time. We had Knight go for a back. And actually, Karsa, you were talking about this.
So when you actually bump into a minion like that, if the enemy laner is actually paying attention, he can notice a slight deviation in the minion's pathing and maybe actually deduce that you're there. Typically, this can actually happen a lot in mid lane. When the junglers are pathing from wolves to wraiths very early on, the mid laner can actually notice that some of the minions were interrupted, even if they didn't outright see the enemy jungler, and they can actually ping it out that way. So, unsure if Kana maybe communicated that, but I didn't really see the minions deviate too much from its normal path, but definitely something to point out, as it doesn't get to happen all that often.
Yeah. And it was actually spotted out, whether or not he was actually seen, or it was because of the minions. He was pinged in the bush, and it seemed like Kana had a pretty good idea that he was there. So nice to get that kind of information, as they're trying to get Knight before he is level 6. He doesn't want to have to flash, but I think he is going to have to there, as the follow-up comes in from top. Karsa goes in. That was a little bit... Okay, he had this W up. Push actually goes the way of a Knight. Just gonna go ahead and go for a back now. Did have to flash at the end of the day, but Cuz did as well.
And both of these laners in mid still have teleport available. Faker does have the better end of the CS department, but Knight is the one that gets the first teleport off. And Faker is gonna manage to escape. Parallel convergence, but they're going to look to convert this pressure into a dragon capture, and this is a really nice pickup.
Yeah, it's really early on. I mean, it's pretty much right after 5 minutes. Able to hop on in. Doesn't look like T1 are privy to this at all. So it will just go down. Next is a Cloud, so it'll be Ocean or Mountain Soul in this game.
And not too much is really going down. So Ocean would be very exciting, because both of these team compositions with Ocean, it becomes near impossible to fight. Mountain's also very nice, but T1 still has, I guess, ways to fight against Mountain if Top Esports gets it. Whereas if T1 gets Mountain, it's pretty much all she wrote. I think so.
Yeah.
It's just the way that I think the team comps will end up colliding in the later stages, but not a whole lot of action happening so far.
See, Karsa, he's been trying to make stuff happen. He's going to come down to the bottom side, but immediately just backs. He's wearing the FTX Tian skin. Just a little bit of a shout out to his fellow LPL team that is in this tournament with them. Gonna hand over the blue to Faker. There were no early ganks that really went down onto the bottom side by the Trundle, so all summoners available. It's not like the other side. And now we actually have the Braum coming up top side. It's a little bit of a trade here by Kana. Even gonna land the full amount of damage from his Q, so nicely done. It's 369. He's got Karsa nearby, and I think he was just going for the bait. The Q is going to miss as, okay, nearly going to kill 369, but he just barely is not going to go down. And Kana even gets away for now, but he is being chased down. He dodges 2. Can he get away from the Echo? It's like, probably not. There you go. First blood as 4 members of TES were in the top lane, putting that kill down.
Yeah, and so this is going to cost them a little bit. Some minions are being lost in the other lanes, and now Cuz knows that they are starting the Rift Herald Knight. Meanwhile, going to get some minions as well as a plate up there in top. Teleport was used by 369 in mid. And everyone is grouping for this. Here comes Yasuo.
Yeah.
And I think that Top Esports is just going to end up giving over the leash, but maybe no. And this is going to be very advantageous for T1.
They get the pillar down, but look at Karsa. He lands that Q. He's not going to go in for it, though, as Smite comes down. Cuz collects the Shelly. And not much action, actually, on the back of that. It was just good posturing from the side of T1. Top Esports weren't really able to respond. So it's going to be the only objective for now. That does go their way. Wouldn't mind seeing, you know, a bunch of that gold just dumped into the pockets of Faker. And you keep your mid lane turrets so healthy, too, because it's already so hard against Azir. As here is that play against Kana.
Yeah. Almost managed to get the kill onto 369, and had he done so, that would have been pretty phenomenal, especially with how much aggro he drew. Really nice parallel convergence there by Knight at the very end.
Oh, double kick.
Ooh.
That was kind of cool. You don't get to see that all too often, especially not in the LCK. We don't see Lee Sin anymore.
Well, when well cast there by Teddy. And so far, I mean, Faker and Teddy doing really good in the CS department. Kana struggling a little bit, and also when you consider that 369 also has a call to boot, things do feel a little bit bad. Now, Teddy, in effort, probably just want to raise this down to 3 turret plates and then summon the Rift Herald. Karsa is here, but now they know about Faker. Faker unaware that he's on a ward right now, so there's the Rift Herald, and they're getting Teddy really far ahead with this play. All 5 of the turret plates, well, a couple of them are spread between Cuz and Teddy. And you can just see the gold discrepancy between Ezreal and Yasuo right now in this game. And it looks like T1, they could just give up this Cloud Dragon, and it would be fine.
Oh. Faker forcing an ult there. As Knight says, well, you got my dash. I'm just going to back away from this one. But Knight actually gets the better of the trade, and he has more sustain, keep in mind. He's got the corrupting pop takes. He has Dark Seal as well with 2 stacks, by the way. After picking up the kill, Faker doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have any sustain. As now they're going to look for it. The Echo ultimate is down, and that is an easy kill. Just straight from the jungle. As Knight maybe a little bit, you know, he got too close to the fire. Thought he'd be able to get out of there with his flash, but didn't end up going for it as the kick comes in, and that's going to be the kill! The solo in front of Cuz by Karsa. But it looks like he is going to face the same fate. As down he will go as well.
And so that will end up paying off more for T1 in the end. As 369 now trying to make his way down here into mid lane on the Wukong. Teddy looking like he was maybe hoping for some sort of an opening, but not going to find it. And just consumes the entire mid wave. As we take a look at how this transpired, Knight, he knows what was coming for the most part, but there was just no real way for him to get out. He doesn't have ult. Doesn't have flash, doesn't have any real way to try to escape this. And Faker right here, there's not really much room for him to react to what could happen.
I like the fadeaway E. As the Azir is in mid-flight, you cast the E. Gives you that last bit of damage to have him tick down through the red smite. As that's actually going to be the Cloud Drake, and Ocean Soul will be on the Rift here in this game. Haven't seen too much of that today.
And, well, blue side jungle being stolen away. Kana is down quite a bit in the EXP, I believe, to 369, so that's something he's going to have to pay attention to. And this is also entering into the part of the game where the Echo starts to become somewhat of a nuisance for the enemy team, but as long as T1 stabilizes, everything should be pretty fine, because the Yasuo is very accelerated, and that's going to be a really key part in making sure that T1's team composition is always able to basically go toe-to-toe. And the fact that they are blue team grants them a lot of luxury, because blue typically has the best options to defensively scale up against Baron threats by the enemy team.
Yeah. And you see Teddy still just farming up here in the mid lane. He has the most CS. He's got the 1-0-1 scoreline right now. And he's going to be looking to take names once he finishes off that second item here. Wait and see. You can see they're even giving him Raptors. They're really just trying to essentially funnel the Yasuo right now. As everybody else is just kind of, you know, safe farming, trying not to die. As Knight here looking to take a bit of a trade. Took that turret shot and didn't want any more of it. He already won. And he is up a level, but still just going to back away from this one.
Ooh, looks like 369 is just going to end up coming up here, clearing out the wave. 3 minutes until Ocean. Looks like everyone is really content to just play ping pong in the lanes as it is.
Yeah. Although Karsa is going to come down here and just show his face, essentially. This sparks T1 to ping towards the Rift Herald. It is just a Shirley, but you know, maybe you can try to trade back a turret of your own that is going to be given over to the side of top esports down here. Especially, you know, I was about to say the mid turret, they ping the mid turret. It would be nice to get a bit of extra damage down onto that important objective. Look at where Effort's got himself. I'm not sure if he saw that one ward that spots him right now. That would be a little bit unfortunate if he didn't know he was seen the whole way into the enemy jungle.
Yep. Faker just clearing out the top tier 1 turret. Not a whole lot going on. It's only a 400 gold lead, but top esports has the Infernal Dragon. Ezreal, we'll have to see what item path he's electing to go into because he still just has the Sheen. Obviously, Iceborne Gauntlet into Death Stance has been sort of the flavor of the month because Ezreal just gets so tanky with that itemization path. And then if your team lacks magic damage, you can actually go Liandry's as the follow-up item because Ezreal has AP ratios on every single ability. And it's not that bad of an item because he stacks the madness and combined with Iceborne you get the slow for the amplified burn. So
yeah, I mean, no doubt
that's an option.
It's a good item. We'll see if he decides to build into that one this time around. He's gotten the CDR boots so far, so he's really just trying to shell out as much damage as possible here.
Lichbane second for Echo, so not going to be going for any sort of Zhonya's utility as he's electing more for just burst scenarios. And this is interesting because T1...
Ooh. Okay. They're going to try to punish Karsa here, but he goes right over the wall. So now Knight is threatening it, just trying to make space for this Ocean Drake that's coming up in 20 seconds. You can see both the Echo and the Lee Sin are just incredibly mobile, able to lock down onto you at a moment's notice. So Faker has got to be careful about just kind of idly running through the jungle, even if it does feel like it's secured, but a teammate's nearby.
Ocean Drake is finally alive, but given that this doesn't bring top esports to Soul Point, it would be completely fine for T1 to just ignore it in favor of letting the Sylas and friends just continue to scale up more and giving it over to the opponent. And it might just be what they do elect to do, although they're moving into the river. Karsa is on top of it right now. Yeah, and I think that they're just going to give it up. They're going to continue to scale up. They think there's no real purpose to take a team fight right now when Azir is so close to his second core item. You have Trundle that's really close to his second core item. Sylas even just continuing to farm up. So there's no sense of urgency. So we are in store for a lull state. And I know how excited you are about that.
Yeah. Well, at least we got 4 kills in this one. It's not like the was the first game of the LPL finals where JDG and Top Esports went. It was like 26 minutes with no kill, no action. So it's a little bit better than that. But you do have a lot of scaling in this game, so it's not too surprising, at least. And as we talked about before, there's a lot on the line. And I feel like whenever that's the case, teams are more likely to just take it slow, try not to make any mistakes. Especially Korean teams who are so used to doing it for, you know, how many years now? A unlimited amount of years, basically.
Well, this is the tournament where they can try to reclaim international relevancy. And T1 winning here and advancing to the semifinals would be really important. So, lots of posturing does benefit them due to the nature of the team compositions, and also the fact that Echo is going for the damage is going to actually work against him because it puts more pressure on him inside of the team fights. He's going to have less options available and infinitely less forgiveness with trying to find openings and angles. Not even going to bring up the F word, freezing. That's just, we're not even gonna, we're not going to go there.
Hold back, Ellis.
Yeah.
Hold back.
Just going to play ping pong instead.
Yeah. It's our favorite sport. Mentioned it many times. Ping pong, racket sports, badminton. It's also pretty fun. True. Actually, nowadays the weather in Korea is really nice.
It is.
And because a lot of the factories are, you know, slowing down or shutting down, there's a lot less pollution as well. So some really nice weather nowadays. And if you go down to the river, you'll see a lot of people playing badminton just for fun. Just hitting it back and forth. Kind of feels like what we're doing now. Skata trying to go into this one. Look at where that stun was placed by Knight, but he's not gonna. He senses something up. Teddy is coming down here. Oh, and okay, that's the GLP onto the Silas, as that is actually gonna lock down the kill here, just like that. And with the GP coming in, 369. I don't know about that, buddy. You're gonna get the double knockup. Trying to get on top of Teddy here. As Effort takes the long way around. He took the scenic route. And looks like, 369 flashing. He's really trying to outplay this, but was never really going to happen, as we get one, and then it's like a 1+1. You know, you go down to the convenience store, it's like a special deal. You get the one and then the +1.
Okay.
From, very thanks to the generous guys over at Top Esports, as I'm not sure why he TP'd in there. I think, well, maybe it was before he saw Effort.
I think
but
he
even
thought
so,
that Knight would live longer.
Yeah.
And if that would end up happening, then they could definitely turn that around with an Echo ultimate. And then Echo just getting his abilities off. Because you saw that he had enough damage to force Yasuo to flash almost immediately. So if we take a look at this, the GLP 800 bullets come out and slow him, and then Knight couldn't quite get his ultimate off even when he landed.
Yeah.
So had he gotten the ultimate off, Wukong comes out like this, with this kind of damage. Yasuo is flashing defensively.
Karsa, nice kick and then flash away. Not the kick flash we're used to. He's still going to die here as Faker. He's going to get the 1. How about the 2? The Echo ultimate comes in, but it's for naught. As a lot of Ezreal damage does come through, but it's still going to be 2 more kills. Just like that, into the pockets of T1, and it's right before the Ocean Drake spawns. I mean, this is Top Esports getting out of position, and T1, it's almost like they lulled them into a sense of security, and then immediately just clapped down hard. And they're even looking at Baron. They say, okay, we get the jungler, we get the mid laner. Mid laner though has TP. Gotta be careful about that. Ultimate's still down though on the Echo. They're just gonna go ahead and start it here.
They do it so quickly.
Minutes.
There's no way for Lee Song to get there. And he's going to sing a song at the very end. It's going to be one of sadness,
You just got to get that smite down, and it does go the way of Trundle. Waited until pretty late to get that one, but it still goes down. 369 surviving for a long time. Knight doing work in the back line. The cast is going to go wide as Knight goes in onto Faker and is going to survive here. T1 just desperately trying to keep their Barons alive. And they do get this Baron. Keep two of them, but the Ocean Tree still available, which would put top on Ocean Soul.
I'm really surprised that top isn't just running over to it immediately. They're actually just running with the Lee Sin and the Brawl. So Chunful can actually buy enough time, and then Khan will teleport in. Now Jackson does that teleport himself though, so I suppose Jackson will go here and teleport down to the dragon. And honestly, the teleport from the door comes in with the Chunful. I think.
I think TPs are flying.
Yeah, TPs are definitely flying here. Here comes the killer and Mike Fight.
The Q. Really nicely done by Karsa. What is going to be the damage on the backside? The rest of Top Esports basically get in here. Nice cast, and they should be able to beat this. Okay, Karsa still on the run. Doesn't really have a good Q target, so he is going to go down and beat that kill. They would like them to go there.
And now it's a bit of an uncomfortable situation though, because now Top Esports is at the point, and so it does get very scary if T1 can manage to accumulate a sizable enough advantage to sort of lean on their opponent and let gravity kill them at that point. So this is the Echo just getting caught out after the initial Lee Sin dying. And right here, T1 a little bit slow on the pull. Faker could have just gotten out of there, but actually elects to stay. Gets locked up by Knight, uses Shurima Shuffle. Karsa finally arrives to the fight. Now they're pushing down bot lane.
Oh, Faker. Oh, he was in a little bit of trouble there, but I think their sixth sense is beginning to tingle because immediately Top Esports just all runs straight at them. It's a little bit suspicious, and T1 is going to fully back away from that one. Some pings went down on the Wukong, saying, where did he come from?
Well, the Baron power play in the end seems to be a negative one.
Yeah.
So, a very unfortunate turn of events.
Yeah, this is still a close game. I feel like it could go either way at this point. Although, we do have a nice amount of scaling on T1's side. We've seen a lot of these games be thrown back and forth, so I don't want to, I don't want to make any decisions subconsciously in my mind, as it really is going to be big fights over the next potentially 3 drinks.
Yep.
In this game, that's really going to be the focal point in this one.
And, well, Top Esports managing to stay alive. Echo not electing for Zanya's at all, actually. Just goes the needlessly large Rod. And I guess he's going to try to aim for Death Cap, but that's going to grant him a lot less survivability in the team fights. Now, if you get Ocean Soul, yeah, you just win the game. Congratulations. But definitely a little bit more risky.
Bit of an awkward cast there from Efforts. He and Cuz eating damage on the way out at the same time. As, I mean, both sides have some pretty good wave clear. So at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy to push many of these turrets, even if T1 are looking for small advantages. The Azir turret.
And now T1 trying to shove in mid. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to raise that turret. Now Karsa is looking for an opening on Lee Sin here. But interestingly enough, I mean, this is the stuff that we talk about all the time on the broadcast, where Lee requires opponents to make mistakes. And if they don't make mistakes, he ends up looking like a headless horseman. He doesn't know what to really do. They might try to say this is the time.
Yeah, I mean, the TPs are coming in there. Faker takes a lot of damage. Knight having to ult out of that one, but here comes 369. Kana to the rescue. Pushing him away, but Effort is going to be the first death here as 369 gets him on the backside. And that is right before this Ocean Drake comes up, but I think there's going to be about 14 seconds, 15 seconds that Effort has to make it back. They're just going to use this little advantage to get the mid tier 1. Maybe even a bit more here in the lane.
No, they're definitely going to get a little bit more. Now, Effort will be up for the Ocean Drake fight. And Knight is certainly going to recall here. Faker's going to have Zanya's. Luden's not yet completed on the Sylas. Not sure how far away he was from it. Knight's Vow going to be the next item, it seems, on Cuz. Death Stance, Stopwatch available for Teddy in this next team fight. This is definitely going to be dicey now. Knight has Teleport available, but he's not recalling. I think he's really trying to get to the Rabadon's death cap before the fight, but not going to be able to in the end. So
they're just going to give it away.
Yeah, this is going to be a Dragon reset. And so now, even if Top Esports somehow wins the Baron fight, it's not the end of the game. We're going to have another song and a dance. This game should be going at least another 12 minutes. We're looking like a 41-minute finish here.
Yeah? You think so?
41 minutes.
I'm going to go ahead and one-up you on that one. I think I'm going to go with 48.
Okay, why would you do that?
You know it's possible.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Karsa is just, he's really trying to cosplay the ninja this game. He's looking for all the sneaky brush.
And you can see what the intention was. Lee Sin to go in from behind, find a kick, 369 follows up, and then everything would be pretty much sitting pretty. And now T1, what the, okay.
Okay, that's going to be a lot of AoE damage even coming in from the Ezreal. Faker in the pit is just going to get burst down. He trades back, though, onto the jungler, which is huge. Knight going to get exhausted, and a 3-man knockup, I believe, from the Sylas stolen Wukong ultimate. But still, the damage advantage is going to go the way of Top Esports, but importantly, Cuz does survive. Effort still on the run. He is going to get away. And with Smite available and no jungler on the side of Top Esports.
Things definitely get scary. Cuz is regioning a lot of HP as well. And Top Esports are getting quite low. You can see Teddy trying to get vision.
They had the Scryer's Bloom there. Teddy trying to get in there and go 1v4. Well, he's got a stopwatch. It's a good item, but it's not that good. And that's going to be, should be the Baron here going their way. I don't think Cuz is going to flash in just yet. The TP's now coming in. Effort goes down. And Faker can't do it alone. The Baron will be Top Esports' at the end.
And you can see the look on Teddy's face as the camera pans to him. Feels like he thinks it might be over. This Baron leads exactly into the Ocean Soul for Top Esports, and that's obviously really scary if you're T1. Why on earth were you starting the Baron is completely beyond me. Faker never gets to Zanya's, doesn't get to flash or anything. Really unfortunate, and you just have to wonder what is going through their minds trying to start it, because the onus isn't on them to really start it at this point in the game. Teddy tries to go for a hero play, takes the Baron Nashor knockup, but he was debated. Baron Nashor playing for Top Esports in this one.
Yeah. Enjoying the beatdown seemingly. Yep. Top Esports is giving to him. And yeah, doesn't look like anyone was clawed out here or anything like that. Doesn't look like we missed any action. So the Baron buff is going to end right at about the time that the Ocean Drake spawns.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty interesting to see if Top Esports can put on the pressure to also try to secure the Ocean Soul. And with the lead that they have already, the Ezreal is just ginormous right now.
Yeah, I mean it's like, it's super obnoxious, his itemization. It's such a nice itemization path. He's so tanky, he's so durable. And then once he gets Conqueror going, with Death Stance, with the Scimitar healing as well, things just pan out so well for him.
Yeah. You can frontline as long as you're not getting CC'd, which of course the Scimitar does help with. You're so incredibly mobile at the same time. Nobody really needs an introduction to Ezreal. As, yeah, they're just trying to make as much of the Baron as possible. Trying to pick up whatever lost gold coins are out there on the map in outer and inner turrets, extra jungle.
Faker actually picked up a Void Staff. He has the Sork Pen boots as well. So, getting real close to true damage on a few of these targets. As pretty unlikely that he's going to be able to get to another item before this fight. This is going to be it. This is going to be the last stand for T1.
Kana.
Kana, yeah, Kana.
Oh, that was max range. I don't think he wanted that to hit. He was running away.
Yeah. And he wants to probably just hit that honey fruit, eat a little bit of that. And Ezreal is just, Ezreal's a really nice
Look
champ.
at Knight, he's getting in the backline. The double stun in the backline. They get Faker. And Top Esports, just like that, are going to put them in the grave. There's only this one guy who's left here. It is going to be Teddy with the GA. Everybody else just running away. The TPs are coming in as Top Esports. They don't need a nose and soul to win the game. They just need to take down your Nexus.
And so that's going to be it. T1, there's no way for them to hold on here.
Yeah.
The minions are plentiful.
Look at that, flashing the emotes as well. Kana and Effort desperate to stop this one, but it is not going to. No matter what they do, they're just going to have the emotes flash in their face over and over. Knight just dunked their lives in the back line once again and will pick up the win for Top Esports and move on to the knockout round. That is 2 LPL teams from Group A moving on to the next stage. And deservedly so. They were more consistent when it came down to this long day of games, and they will pick up that slot.